Okay. Sorry about that. My mom stopped by, and she needed to sit for a minute. She's diabetic, so she needed to get a snack in her and sit for a minute. All right, so what I'm working on today is continuing trying to brainstorm ideas for characters and for our world. So our, just part of our creation process is to come up with, a minimum of 5 ideas. Sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 5 each, before we choose one and then kind of pursue it. And so we're tossing around different ideas for this game. We know that it's going to be a platformer with focus on exploration, and that's pretty much it. So what Sean's working on now is he's got the physics going, and I think he just did an entity system, which he said. So now we can start dropping enemies, but everything is still no graphics or anything, just squares on a screen moving around. And I think what he's going to be doing is, what we're doing right now is coming up with as many mechanics as possible. Double jump, wall jump, throwing things, whatever. And seeing what interesting ones we want to then go with and bring into the game. So same kind of idea, coming up with as many ideas as possible, seeing kind of what it's going to take to incorporate those or, put them in a game. And then meanwhile, I'm doing the same kind of thing with the world. So we've done, for characters so far, we've done pirates, and then we did monsters, and now we're moving on to robots. And so now the idea that we're playing in our head, and this idea also I'm still planning on having pirates if we go with this, but the story would be a robot is adopted by monsters and, finds out they're adopted and they're from the human world. So then they would go find the human world. That would be the quest. So that's what we're kind of rolling with. All right. And for inspiration, what I did this time is I looked up an article talking about robots and, what would impact the appearance of a robot, function, things like that. So that, and then another article which was like world's cutest robots. So it's just a way to get me thinking about robots, what a robot would look like and what would impact it. And then also just some starting points. I'd done a Marvin in one of my streams, and it was Marvin from Hitchhiker's Sky of the Galaxy, and I really liked that profile, but I think I lost that doc. I think I saved over it. So I'm a little bummed about that. And then the other thing I was going to do is set this grid to, I believe, our hitbox settings, which I think we were doing up to 28. That's going to be wrong, but we'll see later. So this blue box represents what would be the hitbox for the character. So at what point would they take damage or interact with something? And it's something just to keep in mind when I'm drawing. I want to make sure the player feels like any damage taken or interactions are fair. I really like the idea of doing like wheels or some kind of, what are those things called, tracks, like on tanks. Looks like they're making it like a Jeremy Gramer says dots. Jeremy sat on his keyboard. Maria, I'm sorry that you have cancer. I'll send you healing vibes. I'm really sorry. Jeevan's first like, wow, there's lots of people all of a sudden. Huh. Yeah, so I'm making brainstorming characters for a game my husband and I are making for the GBA. Hello. Hi, Jeevan, and hi, Milk Plays. Doing all right. Hope you guys are doing well. There's no name yet. We're that early in the process. So this would be our second game for the GBA. And the feedback we got on our first after we finished our Kickstarter was Game Boy Advance. So it's a handheld, but you can also play, you know, with any kind of handheld emulator, Analog Pocket, MiiU. So the feedback that we got from our backers was that they wish that we had shared the process sooner. So we didn't actually launch our Kickstarter until our game was already completed. And because we wanted to make sure people had the game or got it, and we also wanted to make sure that we could finish, you know? I mean, it's making a game's a big deal. It's a lot of work, and we want to make sure we could do it. So the good thing from, you know, for our backers was they got the game really soon, but a lot of them said that they wanted to be more involved in the process. So this time we are sharing it from the get-go, so from conception. Yeah, so this asymmetry is intentional. It just makes it characters look more interesting. When you get too symmetrical, it can be very it can be less interesting to look at. Like, it's kind of funny that you say that, because I tend to want to go for symmetry, and I tend to want to like make these math reasons like for the pixel art to work, and it doesn't look as good when you have everything lined up. It looks, I don't know, I can't really explain it. I think it's an art thing. So, and then also I try not to, right now the goal is to make as many things as possible rather than make the perfect thing. So I'm trying not to spend too much time on anything, you know. I'm going for quantity over quality since we're brainstorming ideas. So, you know, what are all the possibilities? And then when we find ones that we like, kind of chase them down a little bit more and flush them out. That was my husband who just came home. He does all the programming. Hey, dear, how was it?
Trump City.
Nice. Oh, thank you. Yeah, maybe something like that. You know, it's also kind of interesting, you know, that, what is it, the 2/3 rule? Like, something always looks better if it's, you don't want to center your image directly in the middle, you want it off center. So, I don't know. I'm still learning. I don't have an artist, like, background in art. Everything I know I learned from doing Inky, and then the game jams we've done. This needs to be darker. It's supposed to look like a gap. It's too dark though. So I'm still constantly learning. I still don't get colors, color theory. I've like, one of these days maybe. I'm making this like, some kind of like battery in here or something. Dude, he's gonna have a Commander Keen helmet. I gotta see remember what Commander Keen helmet looked like. This little football helmet with a stripe down the middle. It was yellow. I don't want to do yellow though. Platformer. Adventure platformer. It's gonna be a little bit of a hodgepodge like everything is these days. I don't think it should still be like this. I'm looking at pictures of Commander Keen right now. Man, it's such a good game. I think the front needs to come down more. If you look on our page, I think we've got some videos of kind of like what we're thinking about as far as some of the mechanics. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. Okay. All right. I think that's good enough for now for just like an idea. I don't want, like, I should be doing even less than this. All right, it's more than one idea. I do like that one though. Hey, dear.
What's up, baby?
Slicky rolling inductor character. Fat, short, dry cell. Not 100%. Where's that Doom Patrol guy? Oh wait, not that. All right. I'll go gray instead. Ah, okay, so making character from electronic components. Okay. Yeah, so one of the things that we're thinking about, is having power-ups. And we were thinking about crafting the power-ups. So yeah, that would be a cool idea. I'm trying to make it so it's easier to see, but it's just not going to happen. So we're going to go... Yeah, I'll do that next. I'm thinking about it now, like... I don't know, Angry Man robot. All right. Making a character from electronics components. All right. This is Muhammad Safwan, his request. Well, the head's going to be some kind of tablet. Bring this down a little bit, maybe. They're gonna have little microphones for ears. Maybe solar panel. Oh. Oh no. Maybe the whole body will be a battery. I don't feel about that. All right, so arms. It'd be funny if I had a mouse for feet. Maybe they're running around on a little Roomba. Jackie, how's your day going? Thank you. These are the other ones I've drawn so far. Doesn't this look like an old angry old man robot? That's the other one. I'm going to give him Lost in Space arms. That's what they kind of look like. Yeah, I thought so too. You're 100%, he does need rest. I'll add that to my list of things to do. I like better without. We don't have a deadline for responses. And I'm pretty sure it was like super late your time too by the time we responded. Yeah, no. I don't take message. Maybe it's obvious in how I, you know, conduct myself online, but I don't rush for messages. I'm like, I don't know. Nothing's an emergency. If it was, it'd be a phone call.
You don't answer those either.
Say what, dear?
You don't answer those either.
No, I don't. But that's why I give your name, your number in case of emergency. All right, so I was thinking this is like see-through. It was a bad move. Jackie says hi, by the way, dear.
Hey, Jackie.
He says hi, Jackie. That should be lighter, actually. So I'll fix it later. This is gonna be solar. I think. Hello, Buadel Studio. Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I don't know when those websites that look like that became old school, like old school feeling. It's just funny. Like websites used to look a certain way, and now that way is old school. I think this is still gonna be blue. That's just underneath. I'm gonna do the same thing here.
Come on, dude.
Well, Sean's always gonna go and use the weirdest thing there is. These don't look like microphones. Like, what would make it look like a microphone? They'd be silver. That's not what I wanted. That makes more sense, I think. Man, I'll tell you right now, things being called old school is like still tripping me out. I think it's also weird because like Sean and I don't have kids. I think if you have kids, it's like you're a little bit more aware of your age, but like, I don't know. I still feel like I'm 20. And I'm definitely not. You guys had me feeling old in Discord this morning. I don't know. Just gonna make this whole thing blue. I'm thinking way too hard about this. Should be moving on. Well, it's not really like I don't feel ancient, of course not, no. But it's just a weird thing. It's just a weird feeling, and you will know one day, like in 20 years from now, when things from your like high school era start coming back in style, and like they call it retro, and it's just weird. Hey, hey, Art of Dying. All right, let me get this guy finished off. I hope you've been well. Yep, that's what happens. And it's just funny, you always know it's gonna happen, and then it happens one day, and you're like, oh, so this is the day that it happens. That's the day. I think 20 years makes it retro, right? Isn't that how it works? All right, and they're gonna have like a little drawn on face. I don't like that green though. Oh shit, it's got the battery. Oh, hey. Sorry, Gren Hunter. I'm terrible about reading the chat. Thanks, Jackie. No, my husband is. So he is the only programmer. It's just me and him. And yeah, if you're into looking at GBA, make sure you get into the GBA GBA dev Discord. It's a great place to go to learn, and like community is super awesome and super supportive and stuff like that. And you can ask questions and all that. So yeah, and if you're looking to actually program for the GBA, we have to look and find it, but we ported a game to the GBA. Ant Floor's Mansion. It's a puzzler, but it's open source, and the whole intention for that project was to like give people a starting point to be able to, make their own games. So, because like you can hack at it and then use that as a base for whatever you want. We're eventually going to do a video on it. I'm supposed to be on my list of to-dos. But all that's out there. If you look on our... Sean, where would that be?
GitHub.
GitHub? Your GitHub, right? Philipso?
Yeah, github.com/Philipso.
Yeah. So, in fact, I'll put it in the chat. Give me a second. Yeah, no problem. Here, that's his. I just dropped directly to his GitHub because he's also got a few other things on there that may be helpful, but maybe not because he did. Sweetie, your sound engine's in assembly, but do they need to know assembly to use it?
For Ant Floor's Mansion, not really, no.
Okay, so yeah.
Predominantly in C. There's a little bit of assembly, but you can just use it.
Well, I was just saying to your on your GitHub.
What about
Isn't the sound engine on there too? GV song?
Yeah, the GB song's on there,
Mm-hmm.
which is assembly, but Ant Floor's Mansion uses that.
Okay.
So if someone doesn't want to mess with the sound engine, they can just use Ant Floor's Mansion sound engine.
Okay. Cool. Oh yeah, so yeah, it would just be that project. And what's the name of the Ant Flora project?
Ant Flora.
Oh, it's just Ant Flora on yours? Okay. So here's the one that you can hack at. I thought some of the other stuff would be, but the sound engine that's in that project would be the one that you would want to use. Yeah, no problem. And let us know if you like get stuck or anything. Like, oh crap! I was gonna make that the other way. And like I said, the Discord out there for the GB dev is really fantastic. I don't know, something like battery meter. Yeah, I probably should have. Like, I was thinking some kind of like battery meter kind of thing. Like, that's probably a little bit better symbol. I don't know. He's not my favorite. He's all right. I think we'll do one more and then call it, because we got to take one of our dogs to get a bath. He is overdue. I've done 2 with wheeled feet, so probably don't need to do another one of those. It's all about the doggos, man. Freaking gator scared the crap out of us earlier this week. He, like I said, he's 14, and he was having his morning poop, and he was kicking the dirt, celebrating his poop and barking, and I guess he just pulled something. He yelped and ran right towards me with big old wide eyes, and then after that he was limping, and then he went from limping to not being able to walk, and so, you know, I'm all worried. Take him to the vet. Next day he's doing better, so we just had to spend some money on him, and then he starts feeling better. That's usually how it goes, but I was all super scared. He's old. He's 14. All right. What about, I was gonna do one that had like a human face, like an Alita. Oh, he's fine now. And he's like, now he gets all sorts of special stuff. But yeah, it's dog movement. All right, we're gonna do something with like human head looking thing. Leatherface. What am I doing? All right. Maybe not to look human. So we thought it would be funny if the robot, I mean, maybe not funny, but for the story, like right now, one of the ideas that we're throwing around is a robot is raised by monsters, and then it finds out that it's not a monster, that it came from, or they came from the human world. And we just thought it'd be kind of funny to see this little robot walking around thinking they're human. I don't know. We'll see. Tossing around a lot of ideas. They'd have like, I wonder if the human part first and then put in Right. That's what I was thinking. That no, this robot was raised in the monster world, which is separate from the human world. And I think the quest is going to be to go try to find the human world. Thinking the robot thinks that's where they came from. Well, that is where they came from. So they're thinking they're human. They're from the human world. They got to be human. Yeah, you could do it from anything. I was thinking about having it where, in which I realized now I put on there, like maybe little monster horns, because it was waiting to be like a monster, but never grew into a monster. It always just stayed a little robot. I don't know what kind of body to do. So like, yeah, if they're wearing monster horns. All right. Something kind of like that, maybe a little bit. Yeah, this one should be over here. All right, I got like 5 minutes to finish this. All right, Jackie. I hope tomorrow is an awesome day and you get some real sleep. You too. Sweet dreams. All right. Quitting around. just had an idea. So what if there's sockets? That looks weird, but I'll fix it. I feel like they go a little bit more. Maybe not. It's like ladybot eyes. Actually, I don't know about any of that. All right, I gotta go. So thanks for coming by. Thanks for the ideas from people. And I think I'm going to be doing this Tuesdays and Thursdays. All right. Everybody has a great day.